and welcome to today's video. Now I've already uploaded 2 different Halloween looks for you guys, but I wanted to do something a little bit more on the dramatic side. The first one was a really fun, beginner-friendly makeup look where it looks like something exploded in my face while working in the lab. The other one was really subtle in case you can't technically dress up for the day, but you still want to feel like you did something. And it would read really well even though you're wearing a mask, so it works in any situation. But I wanted to do something a little bit more. So I looked back at what I did last year, and last year I did that bruise makeup tutorial where it looks like I had a big bruise here on my lip and here on my cheek. And it was so much fun. I really want to do something with bruising again, but I was trying to think, what would I logically get a bruise from? Because it's not like I do anything too hectic. And then I remembered, I'm busy building a tiny house, and things don't get much more hectic than construction. Now luckily neither of us have gotten hurt in the process, not too bad at least. But today I'm going to make it look like I did. So the plan for today is to make it look like I had a staple gun go off while pointing towards my face. Now something that's really important for me when it comes to Halloween looks is I want it to be something that anyone can recreate with things that they presumably already have. Right now I'm assuming that because you're watching a makeup channel, you probably have a little bit of makeup yourself and you can be using that today. And the few things you're going to need that come from outside your makeup kit are things that everyone should have, at least for the most part. Number one, you're going to need some staples. I got a whole row of them here. I'm definitely not going to use that much, but I have them. And I'm going to try 2 different ways to make fake blood, one with stuff in your makeup kit and one with stuff you have in your kitchen. Now I don't want to look super glam today, but I still want my face makeup done. So first I'm going to go in with my primer, rub it in all over my face, put on some concealer, blend it all out, set the under eyes, go in with foundation powder so that I have a smooth powder surface to blend on later, just a little bit of contour, just a little bit of blush, a more natural highlight because we're going for a more natural look today. Of course, we can't forget to do the brows. And then setting spray. Wait, no setting spray. We're stopping there. And I have the basic glam going and I'm ready to start with the bruises, but I don't want to apply setting spray because that makes it really hard to blend. And to make a bruise, you need to be able to blend a lot. So we're going to put this away until later. Now for this look, I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics 88 Matte Palette because I want the blues, the greens, the yellow, the purples, all of those. And I'm also going to use this Pretty Incredible palette because I want the orange that's in it. Now I did explain how to make a bruise in depth in last year's Halloween video that I will link up here somewhere for you guys, which I don't know what side it's on, but look how cool that is. I finally learned how to do that. I'm very proud of myself. Just in case anything's not clear to you today. But what I'm going to start off with is I'm going to take my staples and I'm going to see how far apart they need to be. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the thinnest brush I have and I'm going to pick up a bright red. Then I'm going to take my staples as a guide because I need to know how far apart the holes are going to be. And then I'm going to choose where I'm going to put the staples and then mark them because that's where the bruises are going to go. So I want a staple here, 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 and here, like coming down my cheek like that. So the first one is going to be up here. Let's see if that looks good from all angles. And then right at the corners where it would be, I'm going to make a little dot. And then again a dot where the other one would be, like so. Because we're going to put staples on afterwards. And then I want it to line up with the bruises. So staple number 1 is going to be there. Staple number 2 is going to be here on the cheek. It's easier to use the flat side than the pointy side, I just learned. Let's try and keep that angle similar. Again down here, those are my 2 holes. And again down here. I'm tempted to put another one down here. Let's just do it. But this one might come off because this part of my face moves a lot. So we'll see what we do when we get there. But this red now mapped where the bruise is going to go, so I'm just going to blend that out a little bit by making circular motions. I'm going to try and keep the 2 dots separate so you can kind of still see the holes. I'm going to try and keep them small, but let's see how that goes. Next I'm going to take my pencil brush and dust all the highlighter off of it so I can pick up yellow. This is then going to go around the red to help blend that into the skin. And here I'm going to connect the circles to each other. I'm kind of going to make an 8 around them. I don't want it to be a smooth circle quite yet. Even though it's probably going to blend out into one. But yeah, work the yellow on in an 8 around the 2 little dots you made. Next I'm going to pick up a brush with a fluffy yet flat shape. Usually I use this one. It's narrow but it's still fluffy, but it's a little bit too big for today. So I'm going to go in with this little one instead. I'm going to pick up the color Breathtaking from this little palette. Tap it off a bit so I don't have too much. And then I'm going to tap it onto the edges between the red and the yellow to help blend that red into that yellow. You can go in and blend, but then you risk going too far too quickly, so I like just placing it with tapping first, getting all the product off of my brush and helping those edges blend before going in with circular motions. When you do blend on the edge of the red, put your brush more on the red than on the yellow because you're trying to work the red further out, not the yellow further in. So pretty much just go over the red over and over again, picking up a little bit more orange as you go until you're happy with the blend. So now that we have the inflammation down, we're going to go in with the bruising, the blue and the green and all that. So pick up a flat shader brush, preferably one with a little bit of a tip so you have a little bit more control. And then pick up a nice rich and dark blue. And this is again going to go in the center, so touch it in the middle of those little dots. You want it to be a little bit irregular, so don't worry about getting the perfect spot or anything. As long as you get in the right place and the staples are going to end up on the blue, you'll be good. I'm going to go in with that flat yet fluffy brush again. This time there's nothing on it, and I'm just going to bounce on the blue in circular motions to work it into the skin and into the rest of the bruise. And now you can see it has a little more color to it than there. You can do this, and if it's not dark enough, you can go in with a little bit more blue, go back and forth until you are happy with the color combination you have got going. To step the dimension up a little bit, you can pick up some dark purple as well and add it over the blue and blend it in again. Remember to stay away from shimmery colors because that'll make it look fake. And remember, when you go into blend, don't make circular motions because you're going to blend it too far. It's a lot easier to control with just tapping. So just tap over the blue and purple and move that in a circular motion. The other reason you want to tap is it blends it in while being a little irregular, compared to if you're blending in a circular motion, you're going to blend into a perfect circle and it's going to look like makeup on your face as opposed to a bruise. And that's just because we're used to blending out into smooth shapes, so you're automatically going to do that. So don't even give yourself the chance to make it too neat, just tap it instead. Those look pretty realistic to me, so I'm going to go in with a little bit more orange on the edge of the blue and the yellow to just make the bruise a little bit bigger. So I'm picking up a bit and tapping it off so I don't put on too much. And again, just tapping it on around. Just making that bruise a little bit bigger. Now do remember the shape of your brush does determine where you're going to place the product. So don't just go around in the same place and then your edges will go flat. Twist your brush or blend it out a little further. You'll see what I mean. If you want to, you can go back in with a little bit of red on the edge of the blue, a little bit more blue to deepen it up, some more yellow to make the bruise bigger, whatever you want to. You can go over all the colors again to make sure it's as dark as you want it. Just be careful to not go overboard. It's easy to do a little bit too much. And you don't want to undo all the blending you already did. But I did find that adding a little bit of red at the end does help it look a little bit more inflamed again, because the red you already applied helps that blue really blend in really nice, but that kind of took away the red that makes the bruise look irritated. So going in with a little bit more and just tapping it in does help liven it up a little bit. Then with the same brush you used to apply the red at the beginning, pick up a green, but more like a medium to light green, not a dark green, and put it like right in the middle. This is kind of where healing is starting to take place. Now I know technically the green means it's healing, and because these are going to be bleeding, they're not healing yet, but I really want to add it because it adds a little bit more dimension and no one's going to be looking at your bruises that closely, so you do whatever you want to do. Also, I have tea now. I'd say that looks pretty bruised. It looks like I have a bunch of like really bad mosquito bites, oh my gosh. I'm then going to take a fluffy brush that has a bit of a tip so I can blend around these edges. You can just take a fluffy brush and be very gentle or use something small. You can even use that flat yet fluffy brush you've been using this whole time. But I'm picking up a bit of a nude brown and I'm going to go around the edges of the yellow just to help this overall melt into my skin. And this is supposed to be invisible, so you can go, in your little circles now. Just add a little bit and help blend those edges in case you can't see that yellow too much. And you'd be surprised how this can make the bruise look bigger. So don't go too far with the yellow, just blend it out with a nude brown. Couldn't think of the name now. Now that's all I'm going to do on the bruising for now. I'm going to move on and do my eyeshadow and my lipstick. Now, like I said, I want this to be a more natural look because the idea is that I was working when this happened and I do not go full glam when I'm working. I'm going to apply a nude lipstick all over. I'm probably going to go a little bit in the nude pink direction instead of the nude brown. I remember when I first got this NYX Lingerie lipstick in the color Lace Detail. I was complaining about this applicator, but I don't know. It's growing on me a little bit. I'm going to take the smallest bit of this Essence Velvet Matte Lipstick in the color 03. Honestly, I wish they gave them names. But I'm going to tap it onto the outer corner a little bit to just give it a little bit more color. Because this specific shade of nude doesn't do it for me. And I do want a little bit of dimension. Now I'm actually going to take a little bit of this nude eyeliner right in the middle of my lips to brighten it up a little bit. You know, this is such a simplistic nude lip and it still took me 3 steps to get it because apparently I can't do simple lips. I just love adding more and more colors. Anyways, moving on to eyeshadow. Again, I'm keeping it natural, but I'm going to stick to the colors I used in the bruise just because I feel that keeps it more connected. So I'm going to pick up that brush I used to apply the nude brown, and I'm going to pick up some of that nude brown and just work it into my crease just to open my eye up a little bit. I'm actually going to try my best to not apply eyeliner today. Like I said, we were in construction, not glam construction, trying to keep it realistic. And I'm taking a little bit underneath my eye as well, just to kind of wrap it and round it off real nice. Just lifting my eye a little bit with the eyeshadow. I'm doing that thing where I'm sticking my brush in like 7 different colors and then I'm trying to remember what I did so I can do it again on the other side. Do not recommend. Another way to make sure you got a good nude eye going is by using the same color you used to contour in your crease. Then you got the same color in 2 places and then it's all good. Just to be a little extra, I'm going to put a bit of a nude shade on my eyelid, all just helping me look a little bit more awake. I also feel like these subtle hints of I am wearing makeup makes it clear that the injury is fake. Which you don't have to do, but I like doing it so that I'm not giving anyone a heart attack here. They look longer than a second, they'll see, oh, okay, it's SFX. And on that topic, if you have any comments, questions, concerns about me doing bruises and teaching people how to do them, you're free to go watch the disclaimer in the video I did last year that I've already linked above for you guys, before you come at me in my comments. Anyways, I put white on my lower lash line and black on my upper lash line, just because I feel the black makes your lashes look a little bit fuller, because I'm not going to do false lashes today. I'm actually going to try and curl my lashes for all that they are worth, and then I'm going to load them up with mascara. For mascara, I'm using this Essence I Love Extreme Crazy Volume Mascara. And I just blinked on my mascara and got it under my eye. Lovely. Now let's go make some fake blood. And we're back with blood. Now this is just a mixture of powdered sugar, a little bit of cocoa, a little bit of water, and a little bit of red food coloring. I'll have the recipe down below for you guys who want to know how to make this. It has a pretty nice consistency. It looks like this, but it does stain. My fingers are a little bit pink just from making it. So use with caution, use it at your own risk and all that. I'm going to try another way of fake blood, and that is using your red lipstick or lip liner. I'm going to make it on this palette. I'm just going to color a bit on there. I'm going to put a touch of clear gloss on it. Scratch a little bit of a dark brown eyeshadow in there and then use the back of a brush to mix it. And there you have another version of fake blood that is face safe and won't stain. Now, of course, you can use just one type of fake blood to do this, but I'm going to take the makeup one to make the dots in the middle. I feel like I'll have a little bit more control doing that. So I'm picking it up on the back of a brush and I'm going to carefully touch it right in the middle of the bruise. Like so. I feel like that was a little big. So lighter touch. There we go. But just put a dot of blood on every bruise you made, because on each one you have been impaled and you gotta make it look that way. Now it really looks like I have a bunch of little vampire bites in my cheek, but that's okay, it's what it is. So next I'm gonna take some staples, because these are smaller than the industrial ones you use when you're building something. I broke them off 2 together. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna carefully take some lash glue and really load it onto the tips. So there's a little blob there that's gonna get sticky. Now that they're tacky, I'm grabbing these with tweezers. That is easier said than done. I'm gonna try really hard to put them on my face. Right above 2 dots. Just push them in there and let go. Ay, I have a staple on my face. I'm surprised that's sticking. I am so proud of myself. I need 5 sets of staples in total, so I have 1 there, I have 1 down, 3 more to go. They're actually difficult to split into 2 specifically, hey? But I'm just using my tweezers to break them and pull them off. Now, because each staple is about 2 staples thick, they sit really nice like this on a flat surface. So I'm just balancing on their backs and I'm putting the glue on all of them so that they're all ready to go around the same time and I can just stick them on. Just grab them with tweezers and plop them on. When you touch the top and they come with your finger, like so, that's how you know the glue's ready. Then just carefully take it with your tweezers, switch over to the other hand, and then plop them in a place where you want them to go. And then you can give them a little push to make sure they've made good contact. And then on to the next one. Now, of course, staples aren't sharp, but it would be nice if you didn't fall on your face and actually impale yourself with them. But yeah, now I have 5 staples on my face, and I'm trying to think if I want to make them bleed more or not. I kind of want to, especially the ones where I kind of missed the dots a little bit. So I'm going to sacrifice this brush, pick up my lip gloss concoction on the tip of it, and kind of just go around where I stuck that down. Very, very carefully. Now you can tap it around the top as well, now that it's dried down a little bit. But you want to be careful to not cover your entire bruise while doing this, hey? Don't let all that hard work be for nothing. For this one at the back that really like hit my cheek, I want to give it a little bit of a drip down, like so. Don't want to overdo it, but I do want to do it one more time. Let's do it here. No need to be neat. It's blood after all. But I do feel this does make it look a little bit more realistic. So I want to do it everywhere actually. Yes, they're all getting it now. The important one is I want a little bit of blood to come out of my mouth, but I think on this side. So just catching the corner like that. I think I'm going to do that on both sides to make it look like I had to spit some blood out. And then just out of that mouth corner right there. Don't make it too straight, then it looks a little too fake. And really get some in your lip as well. So it really looks like it's coming from your mouth. Like that. Now just to get work ready, this is what I usually wear, stained from the tiny house and everything. I'm trying not to move my face too much because I don't want these two to come off, so I'm just talking normally and not smiling too much. I'm also quickly going to do a work ready hairstyle. And of course, the mandatory sunglasses. And then this is the final result of what it would look like if I lost a fight with a staple gun. I think it turned out really cool. I had a lot of fun doing this. I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed making this. And I hope you're going to enjoy the close-ups I'm going to show you right after this. And then I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye! It's actually quite nice.
That's what I said.
Remember, don't do any funky things on Halloween, don't eat or drink anything you don't know where it comes from, don't go to strange house parties, and don't actually get yourself hurt. Stay safe. Bye! So we finally got the door up without too much of a hassle. We did struggle with the window though. We had a few accidents there, but the door is up and that's what I'm happy about.